if one is living in a democracy, one has an obligation to participate in whatever way possible, the least of which is to vote, the greatest of which is to serve. And everyone who has the privilege of being in democracy should serve their community in some way or form. When the United States was first formed by our founding fathers, one of the ideas they had was, if everyone is part of a democracy, everyone should participate and all voices should be heard, and then voices would be blended into one public policy or a series of public policies that take into account the many voices that are living within the democracy. I think this was part of the Constitutional Convention, and one of the things that they had to do was blend the voices. Even though the voices were so diverse, the necessity of compromise became part of our democracy. That you take the ideas of this group and this group and this group, and somehow you have to find common ground and blend those ideas. As political parties became more and more a part of our democracy and more dominant in our democracy, I think this idea of blending has become very distant. We have this faction and this faction and this faction and this faction, and they don't always want to help the other faction or to compromise. If they give up their core beliefs, they believe, then they are no longer true. And so there is this idea that I have to fight until my idea is dominant over your idea. And I don't think that that's what democracy is supposed to be. I think we are supposed to be finding a common ground. And compromise is not necessarily a dirty word. It's not necessarily giving up your core beliefs. It's bending your core beliefs, or it is using your core beliefs to maybe influence or to make change, but that these beliefs over here have as much validity as your beliefs. The Constitution, of course, being the document that one uses to figure out what it is that the American population believes. Now, the Founding Fathers had an idea with the rights. Certainly individual rights were supposed to be the paramount, but at some point, individual rights are not supposed to conflict with another's individual rights. And when we're living in a blended society, that is not always possible. So compromise, I think, is something that we've lost. We've lost the idea of giving and getting and sharing our common experience.